Alright, we are back for the Demon Hunter cards. If you haven't done it yet, you should do the prologue of the solo adventure in the Ashes of Outland prologue thing to get the Demon Hunter class unlocked. Anyway, let's get into it. First off, we got a 4-cost 3/5 minion. Demon Hunter minion. Ash Tongue Battle Lord. Taunted Lifesteal. So this is just flat out a better version of the Shenshi Shieldmaster. Alright? Just flat out. No questions, no ifs, no nothing. No questions needed or will be asked at this time. So, even though it's a better version of the Shenshi Shieldmaster, because of just kind of how I've seen Demon Hunter, Demon Hunter seems to be a relatively aggressive class. So, sadly, I don't think this sees too much play in Demon Hunter, even though it's a really good card, because it's just flat out better than a Shenshi Shieldmaster, which Shenshi Shieldmaster is just a decent card to have already. So I will still give this a 6. Mind you, I don't think it's going to see much play in Demon Hunter, sadly. Unless we get more control cards, which may come down the road. We will see. We got Coilfang Warlord. 8-cost 9/5 Demon Hunter minion with Rush and Death Rattle. Summon a 5/9 Warlord with Taunt. So it's going to have 9/5 with Rush and then 5/9 with Taunt. Unless it gets silenced. Then you will not get that 9/5 with Taunt. So overall, I think this is just a decent card. It's very good at dealing with something big on the board and then able to protect you after it deals with that big thing on the board. Because most likely when you're dealing with something big on the board, it will probably kill this. So then you'll have that 5/9 taunt on the board to protect you after you killed that big minion. For example, you run this into the Lich King, and after the Lich King's dead, now you got a 5/9 with taunt afterwards. So I think overall just a decent card. Could be pretty good at aggressively getting through taunts quite easily and then leaving a decent presence on the board afterwards. So I will give this a 7. 7 out of 10. Because I think it's pretty strong. Crimson Sigil Runner. Right? Yeah. Yeah. I was looking at the symbol and like, I thought you started with this. No, you have to open this one. Okay, so 1-cost 2/1 minion with Outcast, draw card. So first off, I'm going to talk about what Outcast is. So what Outcast is if you play the card while it's in the rightmost of your hand or the leftmost of your hand, you get the Outcast ability. So if you play it somewhere in the middle of your card, it's just a 1-cost 2/1. If you play it when it's all the way on your left, you also draw that card. If it's all the way on your right, then you draw that card. So I've seen this played a lot because it's a super strong card. It keeps that tempo going. Flat out better than Murloc Raider as well. It just doesn't have that Murloc tab. So that means it's not necessarily better than the Murloc Raider, because Murloc Raider has that tab to benefit with the other Murlocs. Overall strong card because you get that card draw, especially early game. If you can get that out, if it's in the leftmost of your starting hand, you're obviously going to keep it there because turn 1 you're playing a 2/1 that gives you another card. So super strong. I will give this an 8 out of 10 for how strong it is, and I have actually seen this one played a lot because it's probably very good for aggressive decks to keep those card draws going. Fell Summoner. 6 cost, 8/3 Demon Hunter minion. Death Rattle, summon a random demon from your hand. Honestly, because of kind of what I've seen out of Demon Hunter, this card is not good. Because really Demon Hunter doesn't have that many demons, I have noticed. It seems very lacking in demons for this to really make a presence. And really there's only like a few demons you're okay with. But like that's it. It's like 1 or 2 demons. Because most of the other demons are, I think, a bit smaller. There's not that many big ones. There's like, I think only 1, maybe 2 big ones. Most of the Demon Hunter cards I have noticed don't actually really have any tags yet. So a random demon from your hand really doesn't do much. You're most likely going to have to depend on the neutral cards then at that point. So, I'm going to say it. This card is bad. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. Because, yeah, it's got a lot of attack, but the Death Rattle basically does nothing most of the time. So, solid 3 out of 10. Furious Felfin. 2 cost, 3/2 Demon Hunter Murloc. With Battle Cry, if your hero attacked this turn, gain +1 attack and rush. Not bad. Seems good. So basically, if you've attacked with your very cheap hero power, which normally if there's a card like this in your hand, you're going to click hero power, attack, and then start playing cards that benefit with you attacking that turn. So then it's a 4/2 with rush, which can deal with pretty decent stuff early game / mid game. So like generally it can deal with you probably deal with most 3 and 4 cost stuff, and you're only paying about 2. Well, you're paying 3 because you have to pay 1 more to use the hero power. So I mean it's completely fair. I think this card's pretty decent. I will give it a 5 out of 10, right down the middle. Imprisoned Antenin. 5 cost, 10/6 demon for Demon Hunter. It's dormant for 2 turns. When this awakens, deal 10 damage, randomly split among all enemies. Okay, this card I will say, looking at it, it looks completely broken. And knowing what I know, because this card did get nerfed, for good reason, it's way too strong in this current state. Completely freaking ridiculous. It's not even remotely fair. Because once this awakens, it's basically going to completely clear your opponent's board, and then now you also have a 10/6. It's completely broken. You get 2 of these. You can play 2 of these, basically, and you win the game. It's completely unfair. So how it is in its current state like this, I'm giving it like a 9 out of 10. It's absolutely broken. It is a demon, though. So, I mean, there is that for pulling something out, but that other card just really isn't it. 9 cost, 7/9 demon for Demon Hunter. The Pit Commander. Taunt. At the end of your turn, summon a demon from your deck. Really not... I feel like most of the demons for Demon Hunter... I mean, there's this guy. There's one other one for the base set of it. But otherwise, most of the other demons you don't want to pull out. Because I think a decent amount of them have battle cries. So really, Pit Commander looks promising. But it would be way better in Warlock. I guarantee you that. Not great in Demon Hunter. Unless you try to find really good demons in the neutrals. But neutral demons generally aren't good. So, yeah. I mean, it's big-ish body. It's got value, kind of. In quotes, I'm going to put that value in quotes. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. just because there's not enough demon synergy in Demon Hunter as far as I have seen. Might change down the road, but right now I just don't think there's enough demons to really do much with it. Priestess of Fury. 7 cost 6/7 demon at the end of your turn. Deals 6 damage randomly split among all enemies. This card is just good. This is like... Okay, there's like 3 demons you care about. That's about it. So, I mean, this card's good. This card is just flat out good. Because the longer it just stays on the board, the more damage it does, and more stuff it probably kills. Quite difficult to deal with, I would say. So I'm gonna go with a. I know I haven't talked much about it, but I don't think there's too much to say about it. Just looking at it, it looks ridiculously strong. I'm gonna go with a solid 7 out of 10. Because I do think it is really powerful, and just because its ability is the reason it's kind of able to... The ability keeps it on the board longer, which its ability is really good, and you want to get rid of it quickly, but its ability prevents you from maybe taking it out. Most likely, you're going to have to use spells to get rid of it. But I think it's just really good. So, 7 out of 10. Skull of Gouda. 5 cost spell for the Demon Hunter. Draw 3 cards. Outcast or reduce this cost by 3. So if it's on the rightmost or leftmost, it costs 3 less. So it's 2 costs, draw 3 cards. Super strong, super ridiculous, honestly. 2 costs, draw 3. I think that's really good. Who wouldn't say that's really good? I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. Not much more to say. No downsides, even. Go back to that Druid one I talked about, which Fungal Fortunes. Fungal Fortunes. It would be the exact same cost as this. It draws the exact same amount of cards. But Fungal Fortunes has a downside. This doesn't even have a downside. It's just flat out 2 cost, draw 3. So I'm going 7 out of 10. Actually, 8. 8 out of 10. It's that good. Warglaives of Azinoth. So we got a Demon Hunter weapon, which is 5 cost with 3 attack and 4 durability. After attacking a minion, your hero may attack again. So that could be really good, easy way to clear out the board. So even though it's a 3/4 weapon, you're still able to get more attack quite easily with the Demon Hunter. So basically, mostly it's like, hey, for 5, you can kill 4 minions. Whenever you feel like. Whether that be killing 2 minions now and waiting for your opponent to maybe play something next turn to kill it, or kill 2 minions and then go face. But it's up to you completely. Super strong, though. I think this is relatively good. It's a good way to keep board control, especially once you're starting to get in those later turns. If you're going aggressive, I'm going to go with a 6. 6 out of 10. I do think it's pretty strong. Now I got something in my throat. Freaking gonna die over here. Immolation Aura. 2 cost Demon Hunter spell. Deal 1 damage to all minions twice, which is kind of weird if you think about it. It's like, why doesn't it just deal 2 damage? Well, let me put it this way. If you take the Warlock minion, the Possessed Villager, which is a 1 cost 1/1 with a Death Rattle, summon a 1/1. Dealing 2 damage will not kill it completely. It will leave a 1/1. But if you play this and deal 1 damage, and then deal 1 damage again, completely gets rid of it. So, this could be good. I think it's better than dealing 2 damage. Twice. Or dealing 2 damage, not twice. Dealing 2 damage twice would be great. especially if it costs 2. Completely broken at that point. And what keeps it kind of that balance in check, because Arcane Explosion does very similar to this. The exact same cost, and it's to deal 1 damage to all minions, but it's all enemy minions, right? Instead, this does it to all minions instead of all enemy minions, and then it also does it twice then, to kind of balance that out, make it a little bit more appealing, if you will. So, I'm going to go with a solid 6 out of 10. Because it's actually a relatively decent, cheap board control option, especially. Well, not board control option, board clear option more. It's a bit difficult to get more damage to it, but dealing 1 twice isn't horrible. Especially for 2, that's pretty decent. Especially if you're behind, anyway. So, I will go with a 6 out of 10. Netherwalker. 2 cost 2 battlecry, discover a demon. Because it's just discovering a demon, it can also discover them from warlocks, as far as I know. So, I think that makes this a little better, because warlock demons can be really strong. What'd you find? I found Mal'Ganis. I think that seems pretty fair. Let's just throw them on out there. Netherwalker seems relatively fair, though. Because even if you get Mal'Ganis, you can't play him until 9. You just play him for that normal cost anyway. Oh my goodness. If you get Mal'Ganis, then you can do all your attacking without taking down. Oh my gosh, that's actually... Mal'Ganis is actually amazing with Demon Hunter. Please don't make any card that makes Demon Hunter immune. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. I just thought of something for Wild. You got that Violet, what's it called? Violet something for the grant from One Night in Karazhan, that one. Well, on your turn, while that minion's alive, it's a 4/3. 3 cost 4/3. On your turn, you are immune. Flat out. It's a neutral card. That is amazing for Demon Hunter. If I think about it. Oh my gosh. That is... I think I've just thought of something ridiculous for Demon Hunter. I'm going to have to try that now. I am going to have to try that. Because if you're immune, and you can basically attack every turn anyway, you're always going to be killing minions because you're not taking damage. Why do you care? And then you're able to kind of keep your 4/3 around. I'm sorry, that was completely off topic. Sometimes I just randomly, I just kind of spontaneous spit out random ideas, but that I gotta write down after this. I gotta write that down. That could be fun. Anyway, Netherwalker. So the Netherwalker isn't bad. I do think it's completely reasonable. So I will put that right down the middle at the 5 out of 10. Spectral Sight. 2 cost, draw a card. Outcast, you draw another card. 2 cost, draw 2. I think that sounds awesome. Fair? Probably not. Is it good? Of course it is. But it isn't fair. Even though it's Outcast, I think with Demon Hunter, most of the time you're not really having too much stuff in your hand because you're being aggressive. So you kind of get that Outcast stuff anyway. But this card's just good. I will give this a 7 out of 10 because it's great. Alright, now we got a legendary here. We got Kane with a Y. I'm not sure. Kane's Sun Fury. Demon Hunter legendary. He's a 4 cost 3/5 with charge. That's right, we got another charge card. And all friendly minions just flat out ignore taunt while he's alive. Which adds once again to, hey, demon hunters are really aggressive. Because this helps with that aggressiveness. If your opponent's got taunts on the board, it doesn't matter when this guy's out there. Play this, and then you can all just go face with whatever else you got out there. Even your hero can go for face then. So even though it's a 4-cost 3/5, which is like a quote unquote base value, a low quality, whatever. It's got enough benefits, obviously, to completely make up for what the stats are on it. So I will go with a 6 out of 10. And then we have Metamorphosis. 5-cost Demon Hunter legendary spell. You swap your hero power to deal 5 damage, and after 2 uses, it swaps back. Now, even when you change your hero power, it still costs 1. So you are for 1 mana, you can deal 5 damage, which is pretty dang good. Except here you got to start off by paying 5 to do nothing technically. Just changing your hero power, which doesn't affect your opponent at all. It just uses that 5 mana to at least kind of set up and get ready to deal with probably whatever your opponent has. And most likely you're going to use that deal 5 damage quite quickly, because you want to get back to maybe gaining that attack so you can maybe hit with your face again. So then you can actually just kind of do some weapon stuff and attacking and all that stuff. So you can get those bonuses off of if your hero attacked and all that stuff. So with all that rambling there, what do I think of this card? Is I think kind of what people care about right now, right? Yeah. What do I think of it? I think overall it's pretty good. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. And that will end off our Demon Hunter. And now that Demon Hunter is done, we're just going to drop that demon part. And then we're just going to go to Hunter. We're going to have fun with some Rexar and his bows, and we're gonna handle his beasts and shoot around with the bow and practice our aim, hit some targets, and have a good time with him. So I will see you next time for the Ashes of Outland Hunter cards.